In this video, we're gonna go over 5 passive income sources that I wish I knew more about when I was 20. We're gonna break into them, we're gonna break into how to get them started, and then we're gonna break into which ones you should start first and which ones you should wait till later to get started with. So let's dive right into it. Okay, so let's talk about passive income. This is the one income source that everybody wants to make. Why? Because it's an income source that you can put your time or your money into up front and then get a lot of freedom out of later. So this type of income is unlike active income where you have to trade your time for your money on a consistent basis. So everybody loves passive income and it's probably the most superior income source that's out there today. And that's why it's so attractive. You can legit be on the beach while your passive income businesses and assets are earning you money on a consistent basis. Now, every single business and every single investment doesn't have passive income qualities, right? Every business is different. And some businesses are set up in a way where they're really easy to make a passive income source, while other businesses and investments require you to be more active in the day-to-day routine of them in order to keep them going and to keep them profitable. So there's really 2 major ways that you can set up and start earning passive income. The first way is to invest money. The second way is to invest time. Either way, you're gonna have to invest time or money up front. That's the big takeaway. You have to pick one or the other. If you have a lot of money and not a lot of time, you might want to pick the money investing. If you have a lot of time but not a lot of money, you might want to pick the passive income sources that require a lot of time investment. See, they're both very different, but there's an option for everybody. And that's the best part about this. Everybody has a chance to get in the game of passive income, whether you're starting from a small level and you want to build it up through sweat equity, or if you're starting on a big level and you want to just start investing your money so you can start getting some of your time back and making your money work harder for you, and eventually start pulling away from your active income a little bit so you can enjoy life and live a little bit. So, income source number 1, that's rental property. Now, this is probably one of the most common forms of passive income. Everybody's talking about cash flow and rental property. And honestly, my main business is in real estate. So I know a lot about this topic and I know a lot about rental property and creating cash flow and passive income. Now, one of the downsides is unless you're extremely creative, it's going to take a lot of money up front to get started. Now, there are certain ways you can get started, like house hacking, where you live in one of the units and rent the other ones out, and that can be a great alternative. But if you want to build and scale a big portfolio that eventually pays all your bills and allows you to live a great lifestyle, you're probably going to have to start investing a decent amount of money in the game. Now, there are certain strategies like the BRRRR model, which is buy, renovate, refinance, repeat, rent out, and then repeat. That model there can allow you to basically build a nice sized portfolio without as much capital. But at the end of the day, you're still gonna need some capital. And the more money you have, the more leverage you have, and the better and bigger deals you're gonna be able to put together. Now, that's not to discourage you. I think getting into real estate and learning about it is one of the best things you can do, because this passive income source can create generational wealth. Now, what I mean by that is there are some other passive income sources on this list that can create massive incomes, massive passive incomes, but they don't have as much longevity as something like real estate. Think about real estate. Think about the house that you might live in. That thing's probably about 100 years old. In some markets, they're over 100 years old. I have a rental property right now that was built in the late 1800s, and that thing's still producing rental income to this day. So rental property is really powerful, and it's a great long-term play to create long-term stable passive income. Just keep in mind, it's gonna take a little bit more time to build because it requires more capital and more investment. The second one is dividend income. Now, dividend income is a really cool thing. What this is you're buying companies, you're buying shares of companies, and every single quarter or every single month, depending on what their dividend payout schedule is, they actually pay you a portion of the share price in dividends. So as an owner or a shareholder of that company, they're actually gonna pay you a dividend check. Now, every single company is different. I've seen anywhere from 2% to 4%, all the way up in some cases up to 10%. just be aware there's something called dividend traps, and the super high dividends, they're sometimes not the safest and most profitable investments because the companies, that their books are a little shaky, and you can end up in a stock where, you know, the dividend's handsome and you're making a lot of money, but the stock is losing its actual share price every single month, and you actually end up losing money rather than making money. So be careful of dividend traps, but learning dividend investing and learning how to put your money to work for you is a great way to do it. One of the best things about dividends and dividend stocks is it's a very liquid asset. So what that means is you can pretty much put money in it and take money out of it anytime the market's open. And the market's open 5 days a week. So if you need money and you're in a rush, you can sell some shares and use that money for emergencies, unlike real estate where it's very illiquid. So if you have to get money and you have property, it can take months and months and months to be able to sell that property and close and get a closing check. So that's what makes dividend and stock investing for passive income very attractive. The next one is a little more exciting, especially for people that have more time than they have money. This is called website investing. So many people out there right now, they're making massive incomes by building websites and blogs and creating content sites that get weekly traffic, monthly traffic, and they monetize them in many different ways. So if you have a blog and you're getting a lot of traffic to it, which it takes time, you have to learn SEO, you have to learn how to rank in Google, you have to learn skills to make this happen. But that's the beauty of it, because anything that requires a high skill set to make money at locks a lot of the competition out and keeps you profitable for a longer period of time. So starting a blog or starting a website and building that over time and putting a lot of sweat equity in can really create handsome results. There's certain blogs out there right now that are making over $100,000 a month. Think about the power of that. And once you make $100,000 a month with your blog business or your website business, you can take that money and roll it into real estate investments or stock investments and just keep that money flow compounding and build massive income sources and massive passive income sources and create long-term generational wealth. One of the other benefits of building a website like this or a blog business is they oftentimes trade at high multiples. Right now in 2021, their multiples are like 36 to 40. What that basically means is if you had a website that was making $100,000 a month, you'd be able to sell that between $3.6 and $4 million, right? In some cases even more, depending on how stable the income is, where the income sources are coming from, etc. So building a business like this will take time, it will take a lot of energy, and it will take a lot of learning, but the payoff can be huge. Next, let's talk about YouTube, right? If you love getting in front of the camera, if you love talking about topics and explaining things and really just getting out there, and you prefer video over per se writing a blog or doing that kind of thing more behind the scenes, if you want to be in front of the camera, YouTube can be a great place to earn a passive income. Now it's semi-passive, and this goes back to the sweat equity, investing your time for passive income versus investing your money. But this source of income can be great and it can grow exponentially. There are certain YouTube channels out there that are making $1,000 a day, sometimes even more. So YouTube can be one of those businesses and passive income sources that can really scale up and compound as you build it over time. Again, like anything else, you want to start out, you want to get a foundation built, and you want to just put a lot of work and a lot of effort in, and you put your time up front, and then you're going to get paid in passive income later. So that's how passive income works. You put a lot of energy and effort up front, and then you reap the rewards later with passive income and time freedom. Last but certainly not least, we hit on number 5. And number 5 is really a hybrid between building a website and investing money. So if you have a little bit of money, but you also want to, invest your time and put your sweat equity in, you can buy websites. There are certain website brokers out there like Empire Flippers, or you can go on these website brokerages and actually pick out established businesses and established websites that are already earning a passive income and buy them for a 36 to 40 multiples. Sometimes they sell for less, sometimes they sell for more. But you can actually buy yourself an asset that's producing passive income, and then if you get good at writing and doing SEO, you can actually boost the asset's earnings and actually make it worth more money. So if you buy a website that's making $5,000 a month and you boost it up over a year or two, and now it's making $10,000 a month, well, you can sell it for twice as what you paid for it. And depending on what the market's doing, you might even get even more than twice than what you paid for it, because it's going to be more established, it's probably going to have a higher domain rank, and it's probably going to have a lot more traffic. So it's going to become a more valuable asset. So buying websites, if you have the experience and you know how to identify what's good, what's bad, and really look out for the red flags, can be a super profitable way to combine your investing passive income with your active, sweat equity, put your time up front passive income. So I hope this video helped you. These are some things that I wish I knew about when I was 20, because I would have doubled, tripled down on them and really built some massive passive income streams by now. So I hope this video helps you out. I hope you get some takeaways. Let me know how you're earning passive income in the comment section below. And if you like personal finance videos about personal finance, real estate, and entrepreneurship, definitely subscribe to the channel because we have more videos coming. Thanks so much, and you have an awesome day.